All the hands up. Okay, thank you everyone. Let's go walk.
Meet Consuelo Martinez, candidate for Escondido City Council, District 1. This former community organizer with the ACLU is running for the first time against an incumbent who's been in office since 2000. Martinez is a Democrat. Her opponent, Ed Gallo, is a Republican in a city where 40% of the voting population is registered Republican, compared to just 28% Democrat. But as she pounds the pavement talking to voters, Martinez has one distinct advantage. She speaks fluent Spanish in a district where more than half of the population is Latino. That demographic fact is by design. In 2011, several Escondido residents sued the city under the California Voting Rights Act. They said citywide voting to elect local public officials diluted the power of minority groups. Escondido settled the lawsuit in 2013 by agreeing to divide the city into 4 districts. Martinez says she hadn't planned on running, but someone had to oppose the incumbent, Gallo, a man she didn't feel represented her.
I waited and no one stepped up. And then I started feeling guilty because I didn't want it to be, another election where it was just a landslide and no one really challenged the incumbent. And if we want to talk about change, but we're not willing to put ourselves out there for it, then, it's all talk.
What is change for Martinez?
Change to me is a place where people from the outside don't see us as a divided or a racist city. I don't believe that we are. I think that's just an image and a perception. That's like a branding problem that we have. And I think that needs to change because businesses don't want to come into places with a bad image.
That image, Martinez says, stems from Escondido's history of policies targeting immigrant residents living in the U.S. illegally. Perhaps the most notorious is the city's 2006 ordinance making it illegal to rent property to tenants without legal immigration status.
That correlation between crime, overcrowding, impacts on taxpayers, quality of life, and illegal immigration is without a doubt quite clear.
Escondido Mayor Sam Abed, who was then a city council member, supported the rental ban, as did Consuelo Martinez's current opponent, Ed Gallo. The city was forced to cancel the policy just 2 months after it passed in the face of a federal lawsuit brought by the ACLU and other groups. Gallo says it's all in the past.
I don't want to go backwards. I want to go forward. What you're talking about is something that happened eight years ago. And there are still people who like to stir the pot and bring that issue back. It's over with. It's history. The only good history does is to show us where we've been. I want to look at where we're going.
On the campaign trail, Gallo and Mayor Abed, who's also up for re-election, emphasized their successes in office, particularly their fiscal prudence and the city's economic performance. At the neighborhood level, Gallo says he's reaching out to his Latino constituents on common concerns.
Everybody wants a safe neighborhood. When I talk about the gangs, they all understand that. When I talk about the graffiti, they all understand that. Okay? When I talk about doing neighborhood improvements, they understand all that stuff.
Mayor Abed, a Republican and himself an immigrant, says he's modified his position on illegal immigration at the local level. Now he says that's a federal issue.
If you don't commit a crime, you are welcome to live in Escondido. You have to assimilate. You have to be successful like me. We have to grow as one community. Assimilation, unity, inclusiveness is the best way, and we have done that.
Abed is also defending his seat against a Latina woman, Olga Diaz. Diaz is Escondido's first ever Latina city councilwoman. It was the 2006 rental ban that got her into local politics.
I'm American-born, raised, educated, productive. I owned a couple of businesses. My husband's a cop. My kids are in public schools here. I'm a normal person going about my life, and then suddenly I'm being told by angry people to go back to Mexico. And I thought, well, what happened? And it stemmed from some policies that were put forth by the city council. And then I thought, well, what does the city council do?
Diaz ran and lost in 2006. She won in 2008 and was reelected in 2012. Diaz prides herself on her due diligence on all city council matters. And she, like fellow Democrat Consuelo Martinez, says she wants to change the city's image.
Escondido needs to be thought of as a community that welcomes everyone. And everybody can raise a family here and grow their business here. It's not exclusive. It's everybody's town.
and you're just finishing that entire street. So you're going to go all this.
To win, both she and Martinez know they'll have to gain support well beyond the Latino community. Though Latinos make up nearly half of Escondido's population, they're less than 1/4 of registered voters. They'll also have to get Democrats to vote in an off-year election. But when the ballots are finally in, it may be Escondido's independent voters, who make up nearly 26% of the entire voting population, who point the direction for the city's political future. Jill Replogle, KPBS News.